This video was commissioned by my Gold Fluffbutt patron, KikibatVA. Do you want to commission your own video? Then become a Gold patron today. Howdy Fluffbutts, it's me, FaolanCortez cult, and what? What's this? A pony tuber like me who's got a reputation mainly in G5 reviewing Friendship is Magic? Yep, Fluffbutts, you can put the blame entirely on my sister for commissioning this video. Beginning all the way back in 2010 and wrapping up after a respectful 9-year run in 2019, Generation 4 of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic undoubtedly achieved distinction within the public eye and became one of the most recognizable installments of the franchise to date, accumulating 222 episodes across the span of 9 seasons. Each series holds an ensemble of thrills, surprises, twists and turns, and stories that are ought to tug on your heartstrings or outright agitate them. I could name a few right off the bat, but infamy is not what we're focusing on in this video. Requested by KikibatVA, I am going to be ranking from my perspective every season of Friendship is Magic from worst to best, and there's obviously 9 of them, ranging from the one that started everything, the one everyone loves, the small one, the one with the existential panic, the one that introduced Equals Pony, the one you probably forgot, the one where it got dark, the one you had to do homework for, and the one that made men's hearts all around the world crumble. Before we begin, a reminder that these rankings are my opinion and you're entirely free to agree or disagree with me however you wish. It's different strokes for different ponies after all, so we should respect each other as such. Cool? Good. Now, without further ado, let us find the worst and the best episodes of Friendship is Magic. Number 9. Season 8. Yeah, this one was really predictable, wasn't it? I particularly ain't a fan of the school season. Apart from a few engaging positive changes and some iconic episodes that help this series stand out, Season 8 is arguably the least likable of the bunch. I admire the concept of grounding the story arc around a brand new location that attempts to revolutionize the power of friendship that the show is built on, but it just doesn't work. Reducing our favorite characters down to being teachers is rather discouraging, and honestly, it lessens the creativity and ruins our viewing experiences of the episodes, as if we are sitting in class and not immersing ourselves in a colorful story. Simply put, Season 8 doesn't provide the type of escapism I wish for in My Little Pony. It's also the home to a handful of the absolute poorest quality episodes in the whole show. I'm looking at you, Yakety Sax, non-complete claws, father-nosed beast, and the ending friend. Why were you so bad? It's not very inspired or original at all. Also, that little brat Cozy Glow. Fight me, she wasn't an entertaining or well-established villain. Yet, I appreciate the introduction of the new cast that make up the Young Six. They're diverse and great fun to watch. Not to mention Spike belatedly owning his wings, the Kieran in Gregory Bonsignor's one-shot wonder episode, and how the season softly carries on the world building from the 2017 movie. It's respectful with what the team had to work on following the success of the film. Some silver linings within can be found in the 8th season, but overall, it's merely just a jumble of above-average ideas that'll always hold the status as the season all about schoolwork. Number 8. Season 3. Understandably, it's not this season's fault why the episode count got split down the middle when the staff foolishly thought of wrapping up the show so early on, but sadly, I cannot overlook how it affects the story caliber and how it appears to make haste of everything, including the episodes as well, and they're fine, I guess. The Crystal Empire and Magical Mystery Cure are fantastic in their own regard, being the start and end of Season 3, but barely much else is able to recreate that strong engagement in the spotlight. It's explicitly only Sleepless in Ponyville I find myself happily rewatching. Only the new songs were capable of eating the viewer's ears out with plenty of delight. The same thing happened to me. However, the season left me yearning for a more thoroughly established story arc, with Twilight Sparkle achieving her success of becoming an alicorn. Almost none of the episodes have an essential focus on that plot thread, and it was slightly disappointing to me how that came up again at best in the finale. Although, who's to say that a season needs to have a decent framework to work? I did enjoy the more slice-of-life take on the episodes, while it casually introduced new mechanics, locations, and laws of nature into Equestria. Even having each episode mainly centered around one character and evolving them further was something to be supportive about. You could say that Season 3 was revising itself for a brighter future and moving on to bigger things. And at the same time, that's a flaw that leaves the third season feeling rather rusty in comparison to others. Admittedly, Season 3 is the most overlooked. Number 7. Season 9. Ouch. You know, this feels like a massive jerk move, putting the grand finale season near the bottom of my list. Retrospectively, I don't blame the officials for wanting to wrap up all of the loose ends as quickly and efficiently as possible. Friendship is Magic had begun to lose its magic after the 8th season, and it was time to finish it off for good, so everyone's love for the show remained intact. And that task was achieved with fine ease. I respect the move to format Season 9 as the most cinematic by bringing back most of the best villains, introducing new characters that we've heard all about from the beginning, and culminating our favorite protagonists' lives to the greatest degree. We love watching that, as we as an audience have grown up with the show too. There's lots of thrilling episodes and even more gentler ones to break up the suspenseful sections. I especially love Sparkle 7, Between Dark and Dawn, and She Talks to Angel. Not to forget the final episode that unquestionably broke our hearts in two. However, that's the issue with the 9th season. Whenever the elements of importance to the plot are dominating the story, the rest of the series feels clogged up with filler, and that's just no fun at all. I'm looking at you, 246, great! Most aspects of the story arc, like Grogar's identity twist, Scootaloo's frankly heartless parents, and Garble's true heart are brought in too little and too late in the show, and truthfully, it's done heedlessly despite being the traditional season length. Basically, it tries to do too much without fully delivering on everything, and the execution is somewhat dodgy. Season 9 gets on my nerves with how lackluster and wasted it can be, but ultimately, I still managed to find plenty of the love it was made with. The 9th season definitely did its job with giving Friendship is Magic a respectful send-off adequately. Number 6. Season 6. Ironic how the 6th season is in the 6th spot on this list. Do you remember what the 6th season was all about? Literally, what defined the 6th season? What was the overarching plot? What characters made the series all the better or worse? What episodes were the most memorable? If you forgot most about Season 6, I sincerely wouldn't blame you if you did. Although, I have a soft spot for this one. Unlike all of the seasons that had a thorough narrative netted throughout them, the 6th series was like a barrel of joy about silly adventures and meaningful expansions of the world that actually paid off. Whereas Season 3 tried, Season 6 surpassed expectations. I mean, there's the mystery of Flurry Heart, Thorax's tragedy, reintroducing the outstanding Trixie, giving Spike his masterpiece episode, visiting more locations, exploring characters' past more often, and handing us one of the best G4 finales. Yes, I said it. To Where and Back Again is goated, alright? The crystalling may have been an awkward experience as the first 2 episodes of the season, but most of everything else that comes after it is wonderful. But still, the structure of the season is all over the place and not a recommendable choice on how to produce a TV show, which possibly led to fans unknowingly losing sight of this season in the long run. Yet I comedically find myself returning to Season 6 if I ever need a quick G4 fix. Who needs progression when you've got a happy mess of enjoyable junk to pass the time? That's Season 6 in a nutshell. Number 5. Season 1. Ah, the good old days of Season 1, introducing us to the magical and fantastical world of Friendship is Magic, and it's a good one. Honestly, my hot take, Season 1 is underappreciated. The steady construction of Equestria as a whole is one of the strongest aspects of the first season. I admire the dedication to grounding almost every episode in Ponyville as it builds our relationship cleanly to the protagonists, their friends, and potential future enemies while hinting to bigger societies elsewhere. All of the stories feel like a relaxing nostalgia fest of how a friendship lesson is supposed to be unraveled. It's why Season 8 failed around every corner, trying to exaggerate the lessons beyond belief that they just get discredited. Season 1 doesn't take itself seriously at all, so the lessons flow smoothly to prove their purpose without dwindling. Well, mostly. At some points, I did wish for something more to come out of Season 1 to really captivate me in awe, but sadly, it can restrict itself from truly being imaginative to create a bang. But I don't hold that fault against the series, because it was only getting started, and of course, that's commonplace in any show's first season. The songs are certainly among the most memorable, and they're sweet to the ears. Art of the Dress, At the Gala, and We Are the Cutie Mark Crusaders, to name a few. Hell, I believe the original opening theme should have stayed for the whole show, and is it just me that wished the pastel color gradient remained too? Season 1 doesn't deserve to be skipped over. Within the depths of relatable humor and early 2010s tranquility is a season that's filled to the brim with joy and wholesomeness. Number 4. Season 4. Oh look, the 4th season is in 4th place. When will the irony stop? Before I start gushing, let me say though, the poor execution of that pitiful second story arc involving the Equestria games throughout the season was absolutely disappointing when that penultimate episode turned out to be a fucking pit of emptiness and uninspiring junk. So much hype built up during the show, and all we got was a miserably insufferable episode which deserved to be a full-blown special all about the games and why they're great, not Spike being a pussycat and a nervous wreck. It's wasted potential, flushed characterization, and cringeworthy comedy crammed into one, and it's unbearable. It's why Season 4 sucks a little more than the far more superior seasons on this list. Fuck the Equestria games! Okay, as I was saying, Season 4 is amazing. It's delicious. It was the first series I considered to have a juicy continuous storyline, and it was connected so elegantly by telling some of the most thoughtful and impactful episodes. The intriguing mystery about the chest was a clever plot device to allow the writers to go crazy in shoving our main characters into situations that push them to the limit. It's easily splendid how the most important episodes turned out to be some of the finest episodes produced, and along with them they brought in new settings, conflicts, and new/returning faces to feel personal to the characters and expand the world building even further, including the less critical episodes of Season 4 too. They are lovely fun as well. The season never feels overindulgent to where it's presented as too ambitious for its own good. As per usual, the songs are bopping and some are my all-time favorites. Plus that finale Twilight's Kingdom is a gripping, terrifying, and satisfactory shining star to really push My Little Pony more into the spotlight and define its place as a franchise worth noticing. Season 4 is jam-packed with thrills, inspiration, and plenty of love to knock your socks off. It's highly recommendable in the masses, and I can see why. It's superb. Number 3. Season 5. Trust me, these last 3 picks for best season were quite difficult, but it looks like that the 5th season has received bronze in this battle. Still, oh boy, did Season 5 set an impression, and an incredible one at that. I remember how fucking outstanding the cutie mark began Season 5, and I was in it for the whole ride. There's something emotionally investable and provoking that the 5th season takes huge advantage of. It's almost considerable that the team team had had enough of Child's Play and decided to amp up the ante. Some of the most unique episodes imaginable are to be found in this season, and perhaps it's one of the main reasons why I fell in love with Season 5. It's innovative, giving Twilight an antagonistic equal, exploring Rainbow's insecurities, handing Rarity a consecutive trio of Manhattan episodes, digging deep into Big Mac's indignity, the Cutie Mark Crusaders finally owning their cutie marks, giving the background characters a chance to shine, and so much more. Plus, I greatly admire the move to concentrate the season around the addition of the cutie map to produce more world-building adventures for our characters to discover loose ends that are, shockingly, heartwarming in the end. It's utilized efficiently to make it a permanent fixture of the show, and it's worthy of respect. The only negative thing I can say about the 5th season is that it's home to a couple of the very worst episodes, like What About Discord and Princess Spike. They can be slightly distracting, but not enough to pull me away from the elation this series delivers. Series 5 pushed the boundaries of Generation 4 and created a poignant connection to the viewers, which left them either agape with wonder or frozen with amazement. Season 5 is terrific and such a roller coaster of surprises. Number 2. Season 2. My goodness, the second season is remarkable, like plenty others have said so before. If I had to describe Season 2 in one word, it would be wow. The escalation of everything that Season 1 did correctly feel like they've been injected with adrenaline in the second. If you thought it was already good then, it's even bigger and better now. Even though it's basically Season 1 all over again, Season 2 strips itself from the ropes and goes wild in every department. That beautiful two-part opener, reintroducing Luna perfectly, tainting our protagonist families for the sake of it, and having them actually work, and again doing everything from Season 1 but unrestrained. It's cliche, sure, but it works extremely well every time. It sets the blueprint for how a series should be written for so many to come. The performances of each character are voiced to the T and terrific, showing definite signs of improvement and the actors' enjoyment for the show itself. I especially love Luna Eclipsed, the mysterious Ne'er-do-well, as controversial as that may sound, Hurricane Fluttershy, Family Appreciation Day, and that finale. That finale, oh my God, it's an emotional tsunami and tips the scales of the show for the future. Also, the improvement again on the entire production too was excellent, with giving the animation more energy, a handful of iconic episodes and songs I still remember to this day, and in general, how positively praised it was to making My Little Pony a global phenomenon within the eyes of youngsters and adults alike. Without Season 2, we simply wouldn't have gotten more. We love Season 2, and justifiably so. And finally, the best season of Friendship is Magic in my personal opinion, Season 7. Here it is. The greatest season of Generation 4. This is the series that perfectly set me on edge and did a ton above and beyond to create a buzz that led the franchise to becoming one of the most remarkable cartoons ever made. What the story arc did with the Pillars was exceptional by foreshadowing the legends to profound effect. It's dark, it's grim, and the eventual outcome of the finale could have made my heart stop. I was totally immersed every single time one of the Pillars were praised, no matter how small they are told or big that they took up an entire episode. This style of storytelling of establishing an unknown area of the world is always exhilarating to be among the first to know about. The 7th season knows when to be maturely engrossing, playfully colorful, or even point-blank depressing. For example, the terror of a health of information, the entertainment of It Ain't the Main Thing About You, and the heartbreak of The Perfect Pair. The episodes are mega diverse and I enjoy it a lot. Another reason why I think this is the best season is because it includes the side characters and even new ones more often, probably more so than the main protagonists. Hell, the first 2 episodes focus on Starlight and Trixie, and I find find that a spicy way to kick off the series. Season 7 is like a grand assembly of so many familiar and famous characters and giving them the same level of adoration and attentiveness in each story. Compared to previous seasons, their inclusions in Season 7 actually felt legitimate and strongly catchy to withstand the power of time, like Shining Armor and Cadence's struggle with Flurry Heart, Daring Do's mistaken retirement, Celestia and Luna's severing sisterhood, and even Hasbro having the guts to call out the brony fandom. Season 7 wasn't afraid to punch you in the guts and not apologize, and that's something that I strive for the most in this franchise. It's what the youngsters, personally to me, require desperately. Something to stick with you for life or horrify you in the best way possible. The characters are stunning in their performances, the episodes are supreme and within the sector of the best stories, the atmosphere throughout the season is hauntingly engaging and vibrant, the plot is extremely inviting, the openness of Equestria and its past was inspirational, and overall, how Season 7 achieved the simple task of exceeding the expectations of someone like me who asks for a little more. It didn't do small work. Season 7 knocked it out of the park and proved to be, in my opinion, the very best season of Friendship is Magic.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Well, Fluffbutts, that concludes my rankings of the worst to the best seasons of Friendship is Magic. Thank you so much to KikibatVA for commissioning this video, and what do you Fluffbutts think about my opinions? Do you agree with them, or do you have conflicting ones? Do leave a comment down below with your thoughts, because I would love to engage with you on this topic. It's very interesting. And so, don't forget to hoof smash that like button down below, and don't forget to leave the comment as well, and subscribe to my channel for more stuff like this and many more content coming soon. And also, don't forget to leave a pledge on my Patreon page down in the description below, so you can help support me in making these fantastic videos more consistently. And I shall see you all very soon. Goodbye! And just before this video ends, I want to give a huge thank you to all my patrons on my Patreon. My Silver Fluffbutt patrons, Drew Lazinski, Sabrina Wade, and Alex Smith, and all my Gold Fluffbutt patrons, Clear Heart Apple, Jonathan Chapper, Darthsiler22, Owen Wildish, Stephen Cram, The Bluish Pony, and KikibatVA. All of your love and support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.